Have you ever looked at your life and thought, why don't I feel like myself anymore? And not because everything fell apart, but because somewhere along the way, you slowly disappeared inside of all the roles, the responsibilities, and the people in your life that were depending on you. And now you miss yourself, but you're not even sure how it happened. If that feeling has been sitting in the back of your mind lately, you're definitely not alone. I'm Michelle, and I help midlife women reconnect with themselves through small, gentle steps that feel supportive instead of overwhelming. And in this video, I want to talk about why so many women in midlife stop feeling like themselves, because I think there's actually a much deeper reason than most of us realize. So many women reach this season of life after years, no, decades of being the dependable one, taking care of everyone else, almost automatically. You become the person who remembers everything for everyone in your world. You handle all the details. You hold everything together. You're the glue. And after a while, you can be so focused on keeping life moving for everyone else that you stop checking in with yourself at all. You're functioning barely. You're getting things done, at least the basics. You're still showing up for everyone else, but inside you don't really feel connected to yourself anymore. It's almost like you're living your life on autopilot. And the exhaustion that comes with that can be hard to explain because it's not always just a physical exhaustion, right? It goes much deeper than that. It's an emotional exhaustion, the kind that comes from caring so much for so long without really feeling supported yourself. You know, the other day, my granddaughter Amelia was sick and needed to stay home from school. My daughter called just to, talk through everything. It was her day off and she had a hair appointment. And without hesitation or thinking about it, I immediately offered to help and babysit because I didn't want her to do what so many of us, you, me, all of us had done for years, which is automatically put ourselves last. And afterward, I kept thinking how deeply ingrained that pattern can become for women. Because I know for me, this disconnect, it didn't happen overnight. It happened through years of small moments where everyone else's needs came first until eventually I wasn't even part of my own life anymore. I knew what everyone else needed, but I honestly couldn't have clearly told you what I needed anymore. What happens for many women is that we spend so many years, no, decades, being responsible, being the steady, reliable one, that we slowly stop noticing ourselves in the middle of it all. And this doesn't happen all at once, just a little bit at a time. And eventually we wake up one day realizing, I miss me. I don't know me. And it's not because we disappeared completely, because we got buried underneath all the layers of everything else that we've been carrying. And if this is something that you've been struggling with lately, I did create my self-care journaling blueprint. It's a gentle place to start reconnecting with yourself again. I'll leave the link below for you in the description. And honestly, instead of trying to completely reinvent yourself right now, maybe the first step is simply beginning to notice yourself again, your feelings, your exhaustion, your needs, so that you can hear your inner voice again. And be sure not to judge yourself, but instead give yourself grace, because reconnecting with yourself, it doesn't happen overnight through one giant life overhaul. It happens the same way that we were disconnected, slowly, through small moments. But this time we're going to include ourselves again. And once you start realizing how disconnected you become from yourself, the next question usually becomes, why in midlife it feels so emotionally exhausting. And that's what I want to talk about in the next video in this series. So come back next week, or be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our conversations here. And if this conversation resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is one small step that you can take this week to find yourself again? And remember, you belong on your own list again. Return to yourself one small stride at a time. And I'll see you next week.